Kevin Sexton here again with Sexton Creations and Nooga Film Fest. Alright, it's coming up February 23rd, 24th, 2018. And like I said, I'm very excited about this. It's going to be so much different than any other film festival, and that's what I'm really going to be talking about today, is focus on what makes it so much different. And the big thing is the things that you will be submitting. And most film festivals, you do your 15-20 minute film and you submit that in, and that's what you get judged on all the different categories, probably like special effects, directing, story, and everything. But with our film festival, you have to submit 5 different things. And then I know it's like, what 5 things? That just sounds crazy. But in my experience making films and doing movies and stuff, there are so many aspects that a movie director or writer needs to really pre-plan and think ahead when they're getting ready to do a film. And I don't think the film festivals, any film festival, really concentrate on all these other things. And it's all a whole. I mean, if you have a good film and you don't do the things that you got to do around it, it's missing something. So that's what we're trying to concentrate on here, is the whole entire process of making a film as a whole. So what you want to do is, like we've been talking about, you need to go to YouTube, Sexton Creations, go to the Sexton Creations channel, and this is where you find out these updates, and this is where, if you have any other questions, put them on there. So subscribe, that way you get your updates, and then, like I said, make sure you put your questions there, that way I can answer them. So the first thing I want to announce to you, okay, where do you submit things to? You can email us, connoogafilmfest@gmail.com. I will be putting this at the end of the film. At the end of this video, you'll see our little thing. It has all the information on it, dates and times, so you'll get that again at the very end of this film. And common sense stuff to get it registered. Like I said, no cost. You put your name, cell phone, the title of your film, and like a brief paragraph on what your project is about. And you can also, if you feel like, add a list of your cast and people who's going to be involved. Anything that you feel needs to be important, keep it to the point. I don't need 10 pages of information. About a half a page, all this should be able to fit on, no problem. Let's keep it simple, guys. Alright, it's a submitting thing. What 5 things do we got to turn in to get judged by? Alright, number 1, the very first thing that you're going to have to submit after you sign up and everything, is however long it takes you, is a 2-foot by 3-foot digital movie poster. That's right, I don't need it concrete, just do it digitally, and that's 300 DPI at 7200 megapixels by 10,800. So we'll be posting that later on as well, but 7200 by 1080, 300 DPI. Make that, because the winner of who comes up with the best movie poster will be, that weekend, will be surprised with an actual 2-foot by 3-foot movie poster. So that is your prize. So don't go and print one, just design it, and if you win, we'll be giving it to you as your grand prize. So, and everybody's thinking, why should we waste our time doing a movie poster? Why wouldn't you waste your time doing a movie poster? Guys, this is what sells your movie. Bottom line, I remember when I was a young kid in the 70s and the 80s, it was the movie poster that drew me to go watch the film. It's that iconic piece of artwork that just captured the imagination. The movie poster sold the movie. And, yeah, trailers were good and all that, but I'm telling you, it's that visual image of that movie poster that just gets burned in your head. And I tell you what, movies nowadays are just totally, God, they're just so lost on this. And I think it's just so very important that we get back to what made films great back in roughly about the late 60s, early 70s, on through to the early 90s. Movie posters, that was its heyday. And I mean, Planet of the Apes, Star Wars, I mean, The Goonies, Indiana Jones. I mean, it's just amazing artwork. And nowadays, it's just a stupid generic headshot of your main couple actors, and it's just boring as hell. And it just, Hollywood, if anybody from Hollywood watches this, come on, get back on track. So Number one, you got to submit your movie poster. Number two, you'll be asked to make a 2-minute trailer. No more than 2 minutes. From the start to end, 2-minute trailer. Yes, you will be judged on your trailer, because when you turn these things in, we're going to be advertising. So when I'm doing these shows, we're going to be showing people's trailer. I'm going to be talking about your movie poster. So you get pre-advertisement on who you are and what you're doing. So you get free advertisement on your project. So on that, we'll be directing people to your website if you got one, or Facebook, whatever it is. This is all about the journey. So then the next thing that you will be requesting, and you have to do these in order. This is how we're doing it. Movie poster, 2-minute trailer. Then after that, you will be allowed at any time to submit your 1-minute merchandise commercial. Yes, you're going to make a commercial. Your own TV style commercial, selling, where you're selling a hat, you're selling t-shirts, movie posters, if you got an action figure, whatever you want to design. I can't stress this enough. Just like the movie poster, this puts you in the business mind of the side of filmmaking. It's not all about just creating a good story. If you go to trouble making a good story, you have to sell it. And that comes with merchandising. The reason why Star Wars is what it is today, George Lucas merchandised it properly. That's why you see toys on all these films. Spider-Man, Thor, it don't matter. Lucas started all that. And it wasn't, he reserved his film rights, but he most of all reserved his toy rights and his merchandise. That's why Empire Strikes Back got made. And it's just, he funds himself. And so it's a key component in the filmmaking. You got to understand how to market and merchandise your product. And the fourth thing, obviously, the 15-minute film. And I know most film festivals are 20 minutes, but honestly, I think that between the 15-minute and 20-minute mark is this. I see a lot of people kind of going off the left field. It's too much time for them. And so I think this gives you, excuse me, a little less time, and I think it tightens things up to where really I think you can really just do one in 11 minutes, but the other commissioners agreed with 15. So, but I think 15 minutes will tighten the reins on you to where you don't have time to go off in left field. You got to concentrate and use your time wisely and get to the meat of the story. So you'll have plenty of time to set things up, but it keeps you from having too much time going off left field. So 15-minute short film. Then after that, you will be turning in, the last thing, number 5, is your 5-minute behind the scenes. I want to know your journey. What trials and tribulations it took you to make this project. And that, to me, that is, like I said before, it's sometimes even better than the actual product itself. And we just want to see your process, the things you dealt with, the tough decisions you had to make, oh, we wanted to do this, but time constraints, location fell in, but we improvised and done this, and it actually ended up turning out better than what our original idea was. Because that happens a lot, and I think your true good film directors are the ones that when they get on location and plan A goes south, they're the ones that can look around at what they're given and who they're working with and make something even greater happen than what their original plan was. And I think that's the key to being a great film director. Is too many film directors I've met, and if it's not written down on their paper and they don't get to do it, it's they crybaby it and just give up and call the project stop that day. And they're not understanding that sometimes when these things go south, I have found that there's a prize. When things go all to hell, that's when there's possible magic to be found. And some of the greatest things that we done on Paranormal Chasers was when I had what I thought was a perfect script and the perfect people involved. Then 2 people don't show up and the location failed. We had to change locations, and I had 10 minutes to change the story to make it work, and it come out 10 times better than what I originally thought the first one would. So we want to see what journey you got, and see how you're getting tested, how the fire directs on the director and everything. So I think that's going to make in how you put that together. Because some people, they have it too easy. They got rich family, rich connections, and And I think that doesn't make a good film director. So we want to see your journey, and I think, and that's going to have a more to do with the judging outcome than what you may think. So, but all these 5 pieces are going to be put together. We got a little mathematical formula that I come up with, what things are worth, what's the most important categories in this, and this is how we're going to come up and find out what was the best short film of the event. Is these 5 categories. Now we also will be judging within all this, you know, the director, FX award, sound, all the minor things, but the #1 spot, who came out with the best short film project, comes from these 5 steps. So I'm going to say this one more time. Don't take any of these 5 steps lightly. They're all extremely important if you want to make a good independent film. So and you want to do good in this project. So, but all this will be advertised more and more and more. So as you submit, we're going to be bringing it up, talking about you, and we're actually going to be having interviews with the directors and writers, just to let everybody, it's all about the journey, and everybody's going to get to know everybody. So no one's going to be in the dark on the competition and who's involved, and you know, that way when we get to the big main event for that weekend, it's going to be, I think it's going to be very, you know, the tensions are going to be high. Everybody's going to be, you know, everybody's going to have a lot of knowledge to what's going on and who's doing what and what's been submitted. So everybody's going to be wondering, well, is this guy going to win? Is that guy going to win? No one's going to be like this, like, I know like I was. I've been in so many film festivals, and you're just waiting there and like, what in the hell's going on? And then, oh, these people win. And it's like, very anticlimactic. So it's going to be a lot different. And like I said, #1, go to Sexton Creations on YouTube. Subscribe. And the reason I'm saying that, if you want the information, you got to subscribe and keep getting updated. If you just want to, you know, be left in the dark and be a fool and be last minute James throwing something together, that's fine. But if you want to stay on top of this, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and get the updates as soon as I put them up. And then like I said, if you have any questions, drop them in there. And then, like I said, at the end of this video, we'll have the Nooga logo, and it shows you the dates, times, and where you want to send all your submission stuff. Like I said, once again, thank you for joining me on this, and I look forward to your questions. That way I can, like I said, I will stay on top of them and keep them answered. And like I said, tell your friends that you have in the acting and the film business, tell them about this Nooga film thing. I'm telling you, it's going to be so different. Like I said, I'm just looking so forward to meet the directors and the new actors then around this area, because I think when we get this community built up, I'm just curious what's going to happen here in the next 2 or 3 years when we get used to being around each other. Because what I'm telling you, when you're around other creative people, big projects, big things happen. So once again, I'm Kevin Sexton. Come to Sexton Creations, and this is Nooga Film Fest 2018.